Good evening, guys. Good evening, Thursday, November 20th. This is our evening stream here. Thank you to everybody who tuned in today, last night, watched all our videos. Hope everybody's had a good day so far, at least. We've got our scripted part out of the way here. So we've been doing these interactive lists recently. I think it's a good format for us to at least experiment with in the moment. People seem to be responding to it pretty well. So yesterday we did Wisdom Wednesday. We looked at a wide variety of wisdom, quotes, teachers, wisdom in sport. One of them, Yogi Berra, it ain't over till it's over. So segueing off of it ain't over till it's over, maybe this is our inaugural Turnaround Thursday. It ain't over till it's over. You can always turn the story around. So I got a couple ideas. So I'll wait to put a couple up till maybe some people get here. But like I said, I hope everybody had a good day. Wearing our former squad hat. One of our logos so far. Let me know any feedback. We love them. Also wearing the former squad shirt. Again, I'll figure this out eventually, which way to face the camera. So I hope everybody had a good day. I was thinking we could also... I'm going to hold the Calvin Johnson short till Thanksgiving. Maybe release it Wednesday next week. We haven't released as many videos as we have in the past. I think that's okay. I think we're getting there. I think the quality of the videos that we've released have been really good. So that's important. So I might start working on a Bruce Smith short. Probably not going to release it tonight. Our Walter Payton video so far. This is the latest in the week, guys. We've only released one video. We released one video on Tuesday. Latest in the week we've gotten without a video. With only one video in a while. But it's good. Welcome, Aaron Smith. Where are you from? How are you doing tonight? What's up, ACA? How are you guys doing tonight? Welcome. We're talking about top turnarounds in sports. Yesterday we did Wisdom Wednesday. So one nugget of wisdom we took from yesterday was Yogi Berra. Said it ain't over till it's over. You can always turn the story around. That's what we're trying to do here. We believe that you can do anything. So I'm going to put a couple examples that I think up here, the top turnarounds in sports. We can say tanking included or not included. But I was going to say Oklahoma City Thunder. Anybody else have any suggestions? I say that because it seemed they were so close when they had Russell Westbrook. Welcome. How are you doing? ACA editor. Where are you from? Hope you had a good day. Welcome. We've been doing these interactive lists here. People seem to like the lists that we've been doing. Yesterday we did Wisdom Wednesday. We had a whole bunch of nuggets of wisdom up on the screen. So I was thinking today would be our first Turnaround Thursday. Tanking included or not included. Up to you. Like I said, I was thinking the Thunder because they had Westbrook, Durant, and Harden at one point. were so close. Then all three of them left. They were really bad. They went through some low years. And then they just came out as champions last year. So that was a big turnaround. Sam Presti led. Maybe a little controversial. Like, they weren't really punished for the tanking. We had some people up in here yesterday saying the Sixers were punished for tanking unfairly by the NBA. So we're mainly a sports-focused channel. Like to talk about sports, try to have fun, positive conversations, share ideas, do things together. I make all the videos that we post on our channel live on stream. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I was gonna maybe make a Bruce Smith short because the Bills are playing. I was also gonna put the Kansas City Chiefs on this list. For, I'm going to say under Andy Reid. Good evening, Dan. How you doing, man? I'm thinking Turnaround Thursday, our inaugural Turnaround Thursday list, at least getting started on a list right now. Top turnarounds in sports. Thunder. Like, you know, they had from the big three to they lost all three to champions. Just put Kansas City Chiefs under Andy Reid. I don't know. I think this could be a decent list. Michael Vick I was going to put as well. So I'll put those for now. How's your day, Dan? I hope you had a good day, man. Thanks for being here tonight. Wearing the former squad hat. So guys, thanks for being here tonight. We're working on a top turnarounds in sports list. It can be one, it could be single season, it could be one player, it could be an organization, it could be a league. We can go whatever direction we want to go, but I started thinking about turnarounds. One, alliteration, Turnaround Thursday. So thinking about Turnaround Thursday. Wrexham, okay, that's the one. That's Ryan Reynolds' club, I believe. Can you share? I don't know. I haven't seen any of their stuff. Are they climbing the promotion? Climbing the leagues, I guess? They can't be. Are they Premier League yet? They can't be. No way. Because I remember, weren't they like 6th or something division when they bought the team? I was thinking Michael Vick for obvious reasons. And these are almost like some of these are full circle. I think Wrexham's a good one. I don't know much about the details with Wrexham. They bought him for like a couple mil or 4 leagues and we've gotten 3 straight promos. Now league, oh wow. So they're, what is it, the championship or something like that? Yeah, they'll get there. They'll get there. That's cool. And that's what that's good. Good for them. I haven't seen any of their teams play. We should maybe pick FIFA back up. Play as Wrexham championship. Yeah, because sometimes so that's the 2nd division. That's cool though. They're getting there. It's almost like a turnaround and a come up story at the same time. So I think that's probably the best soccer example. Baseball, do we got any baseball ideas? Pittsburgh Pirates, will they ever turn it around? They're already saying Paul Skeens is going to New York. think the Flyers just started playing, Dan. We'll check on the sports tonight. We got the Bills. The Bills are playing the Texans. 1969 Mets, worst to first. Let's go. 1969 Mets. Welcome, Dan Flynn. Thanks for being here. 1969 Mets. Were they the same Mets as the Miracle Mets? Was that the team name? Who else was on that team? Also, do you believe I cannot believe I haven't asked my Hokies family about their thoughts on the James Franklin hire. Cuz it's like it's almost like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's a tough situation. Yeah, like he'll probably recruit really well and they'll be better than they were, but he's never going to win the big game. They had Nolan Ryan on that team too? Wow. I didn't know they had Nolan Ryan on that team. Nolan Ryan we have made a Nolan Ryan video. It was like we called him baseball's OG psycho. The term baseball's OG psycho, I'll play it. I didn't know they had Seaver and Nolan Ryan. But yeah, I was like, the Hokies, I think it's probably a good move. Like I doubt Virginia will stay as highly ranked as they have been recently. So they had Seaver and Ryan. Nolan Ryan. From the controversial list. What about the sale of the Baltimore? That's a great one, Dan. That has to go back on there. We could get that list back up. I mean, like, you know, you think top 3 coach? I don't know enough of the coaches on the ACC offhand. I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where my Pat Narduzzi of my Pitt Panthers stands in that top 3 list. He might be top 3. Maybe. Easy path to playoffs? Dan, that's a great one, though. Okay. I do have to add it to that list. Yeah, because I was just, it's Thursday, so we've been sticking with alliteration stuff. Yesterday we did Wisdom Wednesday. Today I was thinking one of the pieces of wisdom I took from yesterday was Yogi Berra saying it ain't over till it's over, which kind of goes along with turning it around. It ain't over till it's over. You can always turn the story around, especially in sports. Apparently, at least that's what we're gonna find some examples of tonight. Nobody has any problem with me saying Oklahoma City Thunder or Kansas City Chiefs up top. I mean, Michael Vick, I think that one definitely goes on there. Wrexham, I love that suggestion, and the 69 Mets as well. 69 Mets is a really good one. From worst to first. Yogi also said it's getting late early. I know Yogi had a lot of great sayings. We had all of his sayings up on the stream yesterday. I'm always impressed by how good of a catcher he is, like in terms of his numbers. 358 home runs. It's insane. Who else was on this 69 Mets team? Let's see. We got Flyers already down 1. NFL game coming on about an hour from now. So they're known as both. What's good? Dodgers, welcome. So then we're both known as the Amazing Mets and the Miracle Mets. Casey Stengel was the manager? No. No. Okay. Casey Stengel just managed the Mets. Gil Hodges was the manager? Managed by Gil Hodge. Some deep cuts coming out tonight. Any other ideas for our list? Let me think if I can think of any top 10 turnarounds. Maybe college sports? Any college sports examples? Yogi would also said baseball's 90% mental, the other half is physical. Oh, good one, Dan. Definitely, because that's the first injury return we have. I would say that goes on there. Willis McGahee. How do you even spell that? I think you spelled it right. Willis McGahee. That's a good one. That was in the... Wasn't that injured in the national championship game? I believe. I'm going to write that. I think it's true. Was he on that U team back in the day? We're going to double check. Yeah, it was. Early part of the fourth quarter, 2003 Fiesta Bowl. We got to add that one. Dan, that's a great one. That's a great, turnaround story. It's, inspirational, you know? Injured in the national championship game. In the fourth quarter, too. I think that's a great suggestion. He was still a first round draft pick. And then he went on to, he played a long time in the NFL. Over 10 years. Great one. You know what? Thank you, Dan, for bringing that up, because I'm gonna play the video that we made on that. 100%. Miracle at the Meadowlands Part 2. I think Part 2's better than Part 1. Rocky Bleier. We're gonna have to look him up. I've never heard of Rocky Bleier. Was that 70s? All right, guys. Here, I'm going to take a Franco running mate. Maybe their second running back. Quick break from the list to play our Miracle at the Meadowlands 2. Oh, that's a great one, Dan. How we're 20 minutes in and I didn't come up with that yet? And this is my top? That's amazing. That's a great call, Dan. 100%. Flyers 03, coming back from 03. We'll also put the Red Sox, the 04 Sox on there. Jim Abbott, no-hitter with one arm? I mean, I was always inspired by the story of Jim Abbott. What he did was incredible. Add Jim Abbott to the... We're going to have to start making videos here again at some point, guys. But thank you for these awesome suggestions. Jim Abbott. Yeah, I had a book when I was a kid about like the most inspirational sports stories, and that was in that book. Just like I mean about his career in general and that no hitter. All right, guys, I'll turn your volume down a little bit so it's not super loud, but this is the video that we made about Miracle at the Meadowlands Part 2. Michael Vick led the comeback. That was a great run. Did he really? I think that's a great. We're putting that on the list. Bo Jackson. I was thinking Bo Jackson. Did he only play baseball after he got that miracle? So Miracle. I'll put that next to Michael Vick. Maybe is it / Michael Vick? I gotta add a couple of these to the list. Miracle at the Meadowlands 2. Flyers comeback. '04 Sox. Jim Abbott. Who? Bo Jackson. So we've only made one Bo Jackson video. Yeah, he won Comeback Player of the Year. Definitely Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson? Bo knows. I think it's a pretty good list so far. We got Oklahoma City Thunder. They're coming off the championship, which really completed the turnaround, the full cycle turnaround from promising big three with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden to losing all three of them and being in really a bad spot. And then tanking, controversially or not, but I was thinking at least they made the right moves, at least compared to the Sixers. Like the Sixers tank, why the OKC tank is okay and the Sixers isn't is because OKC made the right moves. Like OKC traded for SGA. The Sixers like traded away from getting. It could have got Jason Tatum. They picked Markelle Fultz. So Oklahoma City Thunder, Kansas City Chiefs under Andy Reid. Now, I know the Kansas City Chiefs are a storied franchise, and I know they weren't like the worst team in the league before Andy got there, but like since Andy's been there, they were nothing like they've been since he's been there. They've won the AFC West 9 straight times currently. They've been in the Super Bowl like, I don't know, 5, however many times in a row. It's like some crazy amount of times. One of the most dominant teams of the last 10 years. The most dominant team of the last 10 years. Probably. And we got Wrexham. All the way from 6th division. 6th or 7th division. Now they're one league below the Premiership. Led by Ryan Reynolds, I guess. And others. And we got the 69 Mets, Seaver, Ryan, Gil Hodge, manager, from worst to first. Willis McGahee. I think this is a good list so far. Willis McGahee injured in the national championship. Still a first-round draft pick. Came all the way back to playing 10 plus years in the NFL after suffering a gruesome injury. Flyers, first team in NHL history to come back from 3 down. I should add the first team in history for both of those. Come back from 0-3 deficit. I believe that's been done once since in the NHL. '04 Sox. They were the first comeback in baseball. So those teams are linked in a way. Good evening, Brian. I saw the emojis flying. I figured you might have been here, bro. Thanks. Wearing the hat. We're talking about top turnarounds. I know I told you we were gonna do top enforcers, but start working on top turnarounds. Maybe start working on a Bruce Smith short video that I've been planning on making ever since we made the Reggie White video and Bruce was the main. Yeah, I see the emojis flying and I'm like, I'm pretty sure Brian's here at this point. Which is good. No, which is great. Which is great. Talking top turnarounds. Instant crown. Let's go. Thanks for hopping on as a guest today, Brian. That was a lot of fun. Guys, we're going to keep doing guests moving forward. We'll get guests on the evening stream here pretty soon. We'll be doing guests on the evening stream pretty soon. Whole lot of production stuff going on, changes, but I'll let you guys know. No, I mean, I wasn't saying the room's not open now. If anybody wants to call in, we can. If you do want to call in and let me know in the chat, we could arrange something. But the room is not open right now. I mean, I'm not saying we can't open it. But we're just going over our list, top turnarounds in sports. We might be at 10, but we can keep going. Jim Abbott, I don't know if Jim Abbott's a turnaround. It's more of an inspirational story than a turnaround. Bo Jackson is comeback player of the year. I guess we could look at guys who won comeback player of the year. KD coming back from the torn Achilles. He's still playing. LeBron going back to Cleveland. Bringing the 2-1-6 a championship. Nah. Prob's not, guys. Let's see how the sports world's on. We got the Buffalo Bills at Flyers down 2-0 already. Jeez. Let's see. NBA. I think the Sixers are playing tonight. Yeah, Sixers tip off at 8. Playing the Bucks. Joel Embiid's out again? What? So Joel Embiid's out again. I guess Paul George's going to play in this game. Giannis is out. So we'll see. We'll pay attention to that game. Thanks for being here tonight, guys. I hope everybody had a good day. We had call-ins this morning. We're gonna have call-ins more often, guys. Anybody wants to call in, let me know. We're rocking our former squad hat. Got a whole bunch of merch coming soon. Stay tuned for the drop notices. Talking turnaround Thursday. See, think outside the box here. I'm gonna say Bryson DeChambeau. He's now like, relative to what I'm doing, Bryson DeChambeau is like one of the biggest YouTubers right now. No, I'm gonna take him off. I don't. What? And Brian, I said I did miss it. I did. I'm not trying to upset anybody. I did miss. You might have missed. I said it can be career, it can be season, it could be game, whatever you like. Series. Do you want it more dialed in? Do you need a more dialed in thing? It can be. Right now we got a decent list going. I just started thinking. One, it's turnaround Thursday. It's like we were doing Wisdom Wednesday yesterday. It ain't over till it's over, said Yogi Berra. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. I think we're good. I mean, it might be a tough question. Maybe it's a tough. I mean, we already got 10, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We already got 10. All right. We can do a different list too. We got another list going. Our other list is quite long, controversial. Our most we'll bring it up at least because that's what we did earlier today. Might as well go over it. Brian, you commented on this live on stream, at least some of them. These are our top 10 controversial moments in sports. Kings Lakers Western Conference Finals. Guys, that's one of our areas of expertise. We have multiple videos on the Kings Lakers and steroid era. But this is good because like I said, we don't mind doing some of the more charged content. It's okay. We can do charged content. As long as everybody, and that's the point of having these conversations live, so it's like everybody can chime in and say their piece, and the receipts are there. I don't. You can go check the page, So that's why I like doing this. It's like you guys can go check if you don't like what we said, you can go check the receipts. You see the thought process behind where we came from. Kings Lakers Western Conference Finals. I think Kobe himself said, I guess Tim Donaghy said that was fixed. I mean, what did Dan say we should add to this list? He gave us a good one to add. Oh, Baltimore Colts. Colts leaving Baltimore. That's a good one. That's a good one. Guys, we could do, there's so many lists we could do. I was just thinking the top turnarounds because of turnaround Thursday and all, but hey. The no catch in the playoffs. Yeah, see, this other list is good to think of. There are just so many. That's a great one, Brian. The no catch. I can still picture that play. And maybe, I was talking to my dad today, and he was saying that we shouldn't shy away from covering Cowboys stuff. There's a lot of Cowboys fans out there. I think that's a good point. We speak for all the fans. We are the voice of the people in terms of the sports world. So we can tell whatever stories we want. Philly loyalties and all. It did. Great call, Dan. Great call. It did. It totally did. Des Bryant. Maybe we'll say Calvin Johnson. Then Des Bryant. I mean, the catch versus the. See, that's we were talking about the difference between shocking and controversial. It's a good point. It's like what makes something controversial versus shocking? I would say that's more just. I don't know if that's controversial. Yeah, like as Dan saying. I don't know if that's could be. I mean, I totally see where you're coming from, but it's like what makes controversy versus shocking? What's the difference? I know that falls into just the moments. Oh, that's right. Good call, Brian. Good call. What's up, JK? Welcome back, man. Well, we worked on this list earlier. This is our list from earlier in the day. We started working on top turnarounds in sports tonight, but we were working on this list earlier. Top 10 most controversial sports moments in sports. So welcome back, JK. And right now we're just some of the things that have been thrown out. It's like, what's the difference between shocking and controversial? So we were talking about Draymond's low blow to LeBron. And I'm like, it's definitely shocking, but it's surprising, at least. But I don't know about controversial. Brian, I think I have. No, I have Jake Paul. Think I have Jake Paul and Mike Tyson on this list. Paul versus Tyson. I stayed up to watch that fight, guys. What a waste. What a waste. I think it came on at like 1 in the morning. I got my own conspiracy theories about that. Yeah, no, I thought that was a good one. Was that? No, that was this morning, Brian. I believe that was this morning. Great call, JK. And we actually have a short video already made on that. That's a good one. No PI call in Saints versus Vikings game. That's a great one. And let me see if that was this morning, Brian. Let me see if I can find the video we made on that. It was when the rules don't. We were making a series of videos called "When the Rules Don't Apply" / "When the Rules Don Tapley." We joked about. I'll get the image. I'll get the image up on screen. Welcome, Elena. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, Elena. Oh no, not that one. It's not. This is just the image of it. It was like a split screen meme short. Mother-daughter duo face prison time for ringing homecoming competition. When the rules don't apply, like, AKA we're saying like the rules don't apply to the NFL. I don't get that video. It was only like a 5-second meme video of just like the no PI call. It got like almost 10,000 views. So people did respond to it. Mother-daughter duo Facebook. We have a couple of those in that series. When the rules don't apply. This is also similar. What happened on 10-cent beer night? Was that one of the Welcome, Clarks. Thanks for being here. D-Wade Phantom Foul 2006 NBA Finals. I wish I really knew that one, Brian. I don't offhand, I don't remember that. This is another one. Because recently the Phillies stopped doing Dollar Dog Night because there was like a food fight with Dollar Dogs. So I imagine 10-cent beer night might have been something similar. That's my guess. This is another trouble. We made this when the rules don't apply. This is one of my favorite clips I'll see if I can play it. It's just a short clip of David Stern like being all nervous in his seat. Fail Mary? What are you referring to when you say Fail Mary, B-Wall? Are you talking about like the Russell Wilson play? That like was it Monday Night Football game or something like that? Is that the Fail Mary? Whereas like that was controversial. Yeah, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. I remember that play. I couldn't believe it. I think I was actually watching that live when that happened. That's just like my favorite clip. Watch it. The way that David Stern like shrugs in his chair. So yeah, Tanya. I'll get the list back up. Tanya Harding is on the list. Tanya Harding, right up, right next to Malice at the Palace. Thought they were somewhat related. Good suggestion, guys. I'll put Fail Mary on there, but a GB interception, but they gave it to the Seahawks. I'll put it in there. The no PI in the Saints game is a good one. The Fail Mary is another good one. Frozen envelope. Some of these are like, we've made a couple videos about this Western Conference 2002 series. We made a whole lot of videos, guys. Before I started going live, I made a whole lot of videos about the steroid era and the asterisk era and Barry Bonds, Alex Rodriguez. It's just kind of ridiculous how Wilson to Golden Tate, Calvin Johnson teammate Golden Tate. It was good call, Brian. Wilson to Golden Tate. I do remember that. Maybe I can pull it up. Let's see. We got. How are the Flyers doing? Still down 2-0. Red Wings down 2-0 as well. The Jordan baseball experience. That's a good one. I'll put that right next to Shohei Interpreter. Where's Shohei Interpreter? Did I put that on there? Yeah, Shohei's Interpreter goes right next to Michael Jordan baseball. Wink. Wink, wink. Wink, wink. Yeah, maybe another. We did make another when the rules all. We've made several when the rules don't apply. We made one about Shohei's Interpreter. I think he's doing time right now. Hard time, probably. Okay, was that during? Dude, that's a great poll, Brian. That's a great poll. I do remember. Wasn't there might have been a referee holdout at that time? Yeah. There was and that call was so bad and so controversial that they were like, all right, we're bringing back The regular referees. Bring back the regular zebras. Yeah, the play was the end of the game. Or ended the... Yeah, these are some of the more controversial topics. Like, guys, it's interesting how we can... What? Hey, Jack, how you doing, man? It's interesting how we can go back and forth from the... I was talking about this yesterday, the inspiration... Going back and forth between inspirational and controversial. How are you doing, Jack? And that, I think, is relevant for our turnaround Thursday idea that we were talking about. Like, still, we can cover these topics, but still try to find, do it in the right way, and still try to find our own positive message to bring forward out of it. You guys get what I'm saying? On this turnaround Thursday. Thanks for being here tonight, guys. Let's go, Jack. Let's go, Jack. Oh, that's... I don't know that one. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for the shout out, man. Thanks for this hat. We're still rocking our former squad hat. I don't know anything about... That's another good Google for me. I know there's several McDonald's scandals out there. I didn't know about the 1984 Olympic giveaways one where they stacked the deck based on games Soviets or Eastern Bloc countries would win. Then they boycott the games. I didn't know anything about that. I know about the Monopoly game scandal, and I was one of the suckers back in the day, eating McDonald's every day. Uh-oh. You're live. Oh. Dan, I was saying the same thing. Hey, it's Jacko. Cool handle, Jack. I know. I was like, and I'm like, never coming close. Did you guys, I don't know if you guys eat McDonald's anymore. They were playing it. They had McDonald's, the Monopoly, pretty recently. We played for the love of the game, I guess. Just for the love of the game. There was never going to be any reward out of it. No, there was not for any of us. Talk about rigged lotteries. That's a good one. That's another thing that we could have played around with. Rigging the lotteries, McDonald's and the NBA. When the rules hashtag don't apply. Columbo and Boardwalk. Never Boardwalk. Nobody ever. Never Boardwalk. Those were getting passed out or sold. Yeah. I'm surprised they brought it back. Like they had it again. I guess it's a strong enough brand. That they decided, hey, we can bring it back. The crowd likes rig store, but they do. Clark's. I think you're right. Thanks for the comment. Yeah, I haven't seen. Didn't they make a Netflix or something about it? Netflix movie, documentary. McDonald's, Dan. That's a good one. I brought it back. That's a great one. McDonald's Monopoly. Is it sports? Kind of. I mean, it's funny. McDonald's has positioned themselves as like the most pro sports restaurant, I believe. It's crazy. Is that crazy to say? McDonald's has tried to associate themselves with sports. No, it's going on the list, dude. McDonald's Monopoly. Just because they had They had the gall to put it back on there. They had the gall. Can you name another restaurant that's more pro sports? Maybe Buffalo Wild Wings? Maybe? Taco Bell had Devontae Adams. That's a great one. I wish I could freestyle Hooters. That's a good one. That might be the best list for tonight. Top restaurants associated with sports. Chickies and that seems to be the best list for tonight. I'm gonna top restaurants. Top sports restaurants. Top sports restaurants. McDonald's number 1. Restaurants. Gosh. It keeps getting worse. Keeps getting worse. There we go. McDonald's. Buffalo Wild Wings is definitely on there. Chickies and Pete's. And it's cool because it's regional. You know, Chickies and Pete's. Everybody in Philly is super into the Chickies and Pete's. Elena's a big fan of the Chickies and Pete's. Green Parrot. I said Buffalo Wild Wing, BWW, Buffalo Wild Wings. Domino's is a good one. But let's think of like sports relate, like who used Subway is definitely like who uses sports players. And we'll think of like who uses sports players in their promotions. You know? Isn't that the only thing they make? I think at the sports games, Brian, like that's the only type of food you can get there. You know what I'm saying? Like for the Chickies and Pete's at the restaurants or at the stadiums, but like at the bigger standalone Chickies and Pete's, they probably have a wider menu. I'm not sure. I don't know what else they have it. White creamy cheese sauce. I would say yes. Dan. Yeah, they do. They do have standalones, Brian. They do. They're all around the Philly area. What else? We got Subway, McDonald's, Buffalo Wild Wings, Taco Bell, and we also and who is most associated with it? Like Subway had a whole bunch of baseball players. Applebee's, the Dan Campbell commercial. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't remember that offhand. Dan Campbell. I don't know. Dan Campbell. I don't know. I don't know about the Lions and Dan Campbell. We'll see. Maybe their paper tiger status has been solidified. Subway. Who else? Who did they have? They had Ryan Howard. Who else did they have? Charles Barkley, I believe. B-Dubs, I don't know. McDonald's. Hooters. My bad. Hooters. I forget. We can look up a whole bunch of commercials. Who was Curry? I gotta put Hooters on the list for Frank. McDonald's, but we got 2 wings, sandwich, burgers and fries. The Applebee's isn't just wings. BWW had the Kelsey's. Both of them. Subway had curry too. It's just funny how these brands like associate themselves with sports players. Very smart. It's what I'm doing too. Wingstop. I think that's a good one. I mean, it is. I'm sure Wingstop goes crazy on like football Sundays and playoff time, Super Bowl Sunday. Deep playoff runs. Lance Armstrong, we're gonna find that one. I haven't found it yet. I haven't heard about Wingers, Elena. Can you tell us a little bit about Wingers? Where did you go to that out west? I haven't found the Lance Armstrong Subway ad yet, JK. Let's see if we can find a... Russell Wilson was the Subway guy. Pizza Hut, great one. Now that's a good one. You said Domino's as well. I think Pizza Hut goes on there above Domino's, as crazy as that sounds. Although Pizza Hut are they even still around? I guess they are. Papa John's. Well, actually, Papa John's has to go on the list because of Shaq, now that I think of it. Maybe not Pizza Hut, maybe Papa John's. Because of the Shaq-a-roni. Shaquille O'Neal and the Shaq-a-roni. Again, it's just funny how these brands like associate themselves with sports. It's not funny. It makes sense. They're like, we're dumping OG Papa John and we're going with Shaq as the face of the brand. It's not a bad idea. So is it a sit-down restaurant, Elena? Lots of TVs playing sports. Where is... we're love the local picks. Little Caesars? Red Wing ads? I think... Does the same family own Little Caesars as the Red Wings? I know the family that owns Little Caesars, I think, owns a sports team. That's another good one. Like, so they own the Red Wings? Do they own the Tigers too? Or another one of those teams? Pizza Hut promotes various athletes, most notably with its NFL sponsorship, featuring stars like Josh Allen, Tommy DeVito. Stars like Tommy DeVito? Okay, wow. So, Little Caesars. Guys, I do have a passion for pizza. It runs in my blood. It's my favorite food. I've made maybe, I don't even know how many thousands of pizzas in my life. Maybe in the tens of thousands. So I do love pizza, and it is inspiring that pizza can buy a sports team. So guys, it kind of proves you anything can buy a sports team. As crazy as that sounds. But if Pizza and Little Caesars got the Red Wings, and well, it would be Cheeseburgers, Clark's. But Primanti is a good one, because you always, whenever you hear whenever the broadcast is in Pittsburgh, you hear them, they stop by Primanti Brothers. The thing is, okay, Clark's. I would say no. Remember, we found that old journal of mine when I wrote, I think pizza. I've made more pizzas than I've made. As I said, I've made in the tens of thousands of pizzas in my life. And eaten at least hundreds. Maybe. I don't know about thousands. Eaten. But yeah, I'm like a top pizza maker in Bucks County still, even if I'm a little out of practice at the moment. But one of the top pizza makers in Bucks County, that's for sure. A little bit out of practice. I've been doing this instead. But passion for pizza is true. And so we can put those other guys on there. Good evening, Juliet. How are you doing tonight? Thanks for joining. Irish Pub. That's a good one. It's a good one. I mean, it's definitely on the list, but I don't know if it's going to make it to this on this top 10 list. It's overall, I hear you, JJ. The generic Irish Pub is totally... Maybe do we put the Green Parrot on there? Primanti, I just wasn't the biggest fan of Primanti. That's why I don't know if I want to put that on the list. I do think it's a good suggestion. It's just that's a personal. I never really loved the Primanti brothers sandwiches. Little Caesars, I think, is a great one. Little Caesars has to be on the list. And maybe EASARS. Little AESARS. Little Caesars. Owners of the Red Wings and Tigers, I believe. Like that arguably, that goes high up on the list. Maybe second. McDonald's is first. Hard Rock Cafe. Top 7. Hard Rock Cafe is a good suggestion, but I wouldn't say it's a sports restaurant. I would say that's more of a music restaurant. Clubhouse, Juliet, is a good one. Maybe we'll just say neighborhood pub. Neighborhood pub. Or neighborhood dive. Dive/pub/bar. It has to be on the list. I remember the first time I got Little Caesars when I was in Philly, and the pizza had Aaron. Never ordered from there again. I do. Okay, Tony Stewart was a big Burger King dude. Yard House. Frank, McDonald's is number 1 on this list. As in kind of an ironic twist of fate. It is. I'm gonna list. We're gonna get a list of all the sports players who McDonald's sponsored. All the sports. McDonald's has hired Jordan, Larry Bird, LeBron. Yeah, they did Angel Reese stuff recently. Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, Serena and Venus. I'm gonna look up this. Let's see. Let me see if I can find this. Apparently, this is iconic. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, McDonald's commercial. Maybe I can play this. We'll see. We'll see if I can play this or not. Guys, I got in trouble. Not in trouble, but got a little notification about last night. I played the Randy Savage clip. I can't play WWE clips in the future. It's all good. But I just can't play WWE clips.
What's in the bag?
Lunch. Big Mac, fries.
Play you for it.
You and me for my Big Mac?
First one to miss watches the winner eat. No, donkey.
Yeah. gonna be here a while.
Look at
I
that
suggest you
sweater.
go get a Big Mac.
This is for your.
So I guess they made a whole. You think Papa is best chainsaw? Bada bings. No. So we're saying Papa versus Domino's. See, I would say Domino's. I would say Domino's. I don't know if I've ever had Little Caesars. I think of the big Little Caesars Arena. Dan, we got Little Caesars is quite Costco. Costco might be a good one. Top 10 sport. Is it a restaurant though? It's not really a restaurant. Oh, I guess we're just ranking pizzas now. Domino's, I think, would say Domino's is better than Papa John's, which is better than Pizza Hut, would be my ranking. And Little Caesars, I don't know if I've ever had Little Caesars. So, no, Elena, that's a separate ranking. That's just in terms of the big pizza game. Guys, pizza is a huge game. Huge game, but I think it's Grotto's. That's it. We love Grotto's. We do love Grotto's. Grotto's Pizza is great. How many are we at? We got 8. We can get a whole lot more. It's a special kind of bad. Yeah, well, I guess it's just... I don't know. I don't know how it got so big. Marco's closed, Elena? What is it now? I don't know how Little Caesars is as big as it is. Little Caesars, so they got the Little Caesars Arena. Like the House of Pizza. It replaced the Joe Louis Arena and the Palace of Auburn Hills as the home of the Red Wings and the Pistons. Do they play sports at McDonald's? In the McDonald's ball pits, maybe they play sports. But they also sponsor the Olympics, Juliet. I think aren't they Olympic sponsors? I'm gonna just say I think they are. Definitely they got Michael Jordan and Larry Bird, LeBron James, etc. Olympic sponsor. Little Caesars. I wrote Kelsey's. Hooters, that's kind of self-explanatory. Primo's. I just can't believe that guys, that's really proof that, what is that proof of? What is it? Bad pizza can get by the Red Wings? So Little Caesars is actually the third largest behind Domino's and Pizza Hut. They're probably all franchised, I imagine. I bet they're quite highly franchised. Outback, Red Lobster, these are good ones. Duck Sauce, of course. Juliet did work at Primo's. Is Red Lobster even still around? Wawa is a good one. Wawa. This is a little. We're showing our Philly bias here a little bit, guys. But it seems like Wawa is there. Well, actually, Wawa is all up and down the country now. Cheesecake Factory. Wawa is national. I'm like, Wawa, we're showing. Yeah, I know. It's up and down the coast. You're right. Well, I'll put Wawa on the list. But I guess they do. Schwarber and Wawa go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? What do they call it? Hoagie Fest, Schwarber Fest. $7-Eleven? Is that a restaurant? I'm still trying to figure out how Little Caesars did it. How the Illiches did it with Little Caesars. It's okay. We'll figure it out eventually. Wow, it's all Wawa's made it all the way to Cleveland. Are you serious? Yeah. I do think Wawa is better than Sheetz. I'd agree with that. Taquitos on a roller doesn't count. That's crazy. Wawa they are talk about motivated. Pizza is only $3.14 for a large pie on March 14th pie. You're saying at 7-Eleven. Not everywhere. It'd be tough. It'd be tough to sustain a regular pizza store doing that. I'll look up this Applebee's Dan Campbell commercial. Oh, I've seen that commercial. I have. I've seen that before. It's a pretty good list, guys. McDonald's, Little Caesars. I wonder if there's any other restaurateurs outside of the Illich family that owns a football franchise. Or sports franchise in general. The Neighborhood Dive, pub, bar, Papa John. Oh, Shaq. I think Shaq is a part owner of Papa John's now. And I think it's pretty popular for sports players to maybe open a restaurant after the fact. Name, at least one. I remember going to visiting my Uncle Dan down in Florida, going to was it a spot where it was owned by some golfer, I thought? Graham McDowell? Maybe he just went there. I don't know. I guess Dan Campbell's been doing commercials for a while now. All right, apparently he was doing commercials in his playing days too. Top Golf is a good one. That's a very good one. That's a very good one. And it's definitely got to go on the list. Because that mixes Brunswick Zone. We could do something about the, like, bowling used to be way more popular in the United States. I never knew that, but like bowling was something like maybe 4 times as popular, like in the 60s. I guess what was the golden era of bowling? But I think there's something like maybe 4 times as many people bowled back in the day as do now. Bowling's been going through a tough time. I also heard the biking industry is in trouble these days. Top Golf is a good one, and so is Brunswick Zone. We've had some suggestions about using Pete Weber videos. Bowl America. We do love Bowl America. We do love Bowl America. See how these sports are going tonight, guys? Now, Joel, so the thing about biking, though, is like it trends a little older, and apparently there's a decrease in ridership out there. I don't know. That's what I heard. When we went to play tennis that one time, Juliet, I overheard some bikers talking about that. That was the conversation they were having. They were saying that the biking industry is in trouble. I don't know. We'll see. Something we'll monitor. We'll keep tabs on that. Flyers still down 2-0. Sixers up 15-9 early. Red Wings down 4-0. Yikes. What other? We got the football game started. All right, yeah, we'll see how late we go tonight, guys. Maybe another half hour or something. We'll see. Competing with NFL football right now, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. You got a bike this year, Juliet? I don't know if I knew that. Well, do you love it? Do you like it? Elena says you feel like biking is huge. Dave and Buster's. That's a good one, Elena. Oh, did I put Chickies and Pete's on here? I didn't even put Chickies and Pete's on here. Eisenhower removed the bowling alley from the White House. Okay, I mean, I guess that was the start of the decline of the bowling. I don't know. Competing against the NFL here, guys. Thanks for being here. Dave and Buster's. Does Dave and Buster's deserve it over? What were we saying? Chickies and Pete's? Dave and Buster's versus Chickies and Pete's. Still nothing in the Bills game. Eagles A.J. Brown scoffs at question. Oh, I'm sure it's huge in Acadia, Juliet. That's good you brought it back. Sonic Kevin Durant? I don't remember that one. So I do love Sonic. I haven't had Sonic in a minute, but like in terms of like fast food, I do like Sonic. McDonald's will always be my favorite, will be my number one. And like I said, I haven't been to Sonic in a minute, but I am a Sonic fan. Still trying to figure out how the Little Caesars Well, guys, what about? It is interesting. Like, I just started thinking about like Red Bull. Red Bull, what they do, Red Bull buys a bunch of sports teams and stuff too. Red Bull's not a restaurant, but it is and it's one of it might be the largest energy drink brand in the world. Anyway, they do stuff differently, like their own way, which is cool. And they like have a whole bunch of sports franchises that they own across the world. New York, Salzburg, where else? That's not even their biggest. Leipzig, however you say that, Germany. So there's a connection between the consumables. I mean, it's like advertising and sports. They go hand in hand. Advertising is it's interesting how large the advertising industry is. I've made this point before. I've made the point before that the largest tech companies, Voldemort included, like the one we're on right now, they're really not tech companies as much as advertising companies. So, just interesting connections. 1587 Prime, founded by Mahomes and Kelsey. Haven't heard about that one. It's probably like a Mahomes and Kelsey. It's probably like a Kansas City steakhouse where they go. I think that where they go after the games. So I haven't heard of that one. Probably pretty good though. We could look up their menu. It's probably delicious. Not to get myself hungry or anything, but yeah, one of Missouri's most extensive wine lists, bringing together iconic bottles. So it's in the Lowe's Kansas City Hotel. I've never been to Kansas City. I wonder what kind of. I didn't know they would have shows my. I didn't know they had Lowe's hotels in Kansas City. That's cool. I'm sure it's stupid expensive. Very expensive. I know. I'm reading the. It's not going on this list. That's for sure. That's for sure. It's like one of Missouri's most extensive wine lists. Bring together. Now, I shouldn't. Not hating on anybody here. Yeah, because like I'm saying, there is a big connection between sports and branding. It's just interesting, like why do these brands associate with themselves with sports figures so much? I think it's because for the same reason that we talk about sports. Sports for the most part are a positive force in our lives. That's what I believe. Like they're more uniting and positive. I don't know. Anybody else have any ideas? I guess because they're so recognizable. Like we've talked about branding before. Like what's important in branding. It's like both awareness and like brand quality at the same time. It's some fusion of the two ideas, like quality and awareness combines to make a brand rating. Do we think there's anything else in that equation? I don't know. It's just interesting. Get back to our list here. Guys, these are going to turn into videos at some point. Don't you worry. I heard that Brian said yeah, we've been making the interactive lists because it's a lot of fun and interactive, and we can have conversations and talk about a whole bunch of different stuff. So we have somewhat transitioned away from making the videos as much live. That does not mean there are not more videos coming, guys. Big trust. I said big trust or big trust. I say big trust. There are more videos coming. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for being here. Top 10 restaurants, sports. We got McDonald's, the Monopoly stuff. Well, and interesting, JK. That's interesting because I heard that this year was one of the hardest years for restaurants ever. And now I've spent a lot of time working in restaurants myself, and it's true. It's a hard thing to do. It's a very hard thing to do. Smart, if you want to make a small fortune in the restaurant business, start with a large one and add a small one is what you'll have left. I agree, but what about the Illich? What about Illich Holdings and how they have the Red Wings and the Tigers? Like what? From pizza? Now, I try not to be jealous of anybody, but that's impressive. They're the owners of the Red Wings and the Tigers from pizza. Was it just pizza? Somehow. Little Caesars Arena. Buffalo Wild Wings. I think wings and sports just go so well together. Sonic Kevin Durant. I've never seen that. So I'll have to look that up. Dave and Buster's, a lot of fun. Chickies and Pete's. We love the Bad Pizza, Good Timing, plus Detroit was they probably bought the teams at a good, so it's timing based. Luck and timing based. Yeah. Bad Pizza, Good Timing. That is a good, we could do a video. Oh, that's a great title right there. Bad Pizza. Bad Pizza, Good Timing. I like that. JK, that's a great. Bad Pizza, Good Timing. And you can wind up running the Red Wings and the Tigers. Good for them. Subway pretty much exclusively hires sports athletes. I don't know if Subway hires anybody outside. Didn't they have Michael Phelps too? I think back in the day. I think Subway almost like it's almost exclusively. I'm going to write that. It's like almost exclusively sports players. Hooters, self-explanatory. Brunswick's own, bowling. The decline of an American, not pastime or Little Caesars is from Detroit. You're serious? You're serious, JK? Well, if I look at our audience, Detroit, I don't know. We haven't done much Detroit stuff. I don't know. I don't know if I did a little bit did do a Ron Artest Malice at the Palace video. But we haven't done much other Detroit content outside of that. My 313 card will get pulled. Even if I from title. Okay, so I won't. Really? Okay. Even if they call it. You're a big fan of the Detroit style pizza, Elena? Yeah, I haven't had it all too much. I really haven't. I would like to try it more. I've been more on the thin and crispy side these days. But seriously, wow, even from just Elena does have great taste, it's true. But even from just saying that Little Caesars pizza is bad, they're going to come. I'm going to get my. Wow. All right. I won't. We'll come up with maybe something that winks at that, but doesn't quite go all the way there. We'll see. We'll see what we end up doing, guys. I thought it was a good clickbaity title. I thought the people would click on that one. Bad pizza, good timing. I like that one. Blues still up 2 on the Flyers. Sixers up 13 on the Bucks right now. Lena's got great taste. Everybody here has great taste. That's what I think. Thanks for being here tonight, guys. Bills up 6-0. Thanks for sticking with me through Thursday night football, guys. Like I said, we'll probably be on till about 9 o'clock tonight. Made this top 10 sports restaurants list. It was really fun. I think we can go back to some of our other lists. Let's see if we also I've never been there. I've never been to Detroit. So I won't. So I won't speak on. I'm not trying to hate on anybody. Everybody, it's all love up in here. Everybody knows it's all love up in here. Thanks for being here tonight, guys. This was we made this big long list today. So if anybody has anything they want to add to it, this is the one we were working on earlier. The top 10 most controversial moments in sports. We've already covered some of them. Kings, Lakers, Western Conference Finals, steroid era. We covered the frozen envelope and the Luka Doncic trade. John Boy Media kind of got big covering the Astros trash cans. I haven't done much on that yet. I haven't done anything on that yet. But, guys, we got a Calvin Johnson video coming out soon. Probably Thanksgiving, we're thinking. Might be one. Get us some love up there in the 313 in Detroit. Hopefully with the release of our Calvin Johnson video. I was saying it wasn't that crazy. I wonder how would the people, JK, if you don't mind. No, I'm telling you, you're speaking for the people of Detroit, but if you could think about would it be okay to say Calvin Johnson is just as good, if not better, of a Lion than Barry Sanders? Or is that just crazy talk? That's a great one. That one's going on the list. Where it should probably go next to Frozen. Oh, it should go next to in between the Luka Doncic trade. Exactly. And this was, I don't know, this was kind of, we did talk about that kind of, the CP3 trade canceled when NBA owned were they the Pelicans or the Hornets? I guess they were probably still the Hornets at that time, I think. And that's a good one. That was definitely that 100% goes on the list. And they ended up trading him to the Clippers. And I guess Kobe never got. So you agree, Megatron is on par with Barry. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I heard that was a super controversial statement. I don't know. I didn't think it was that controversial. I'm not trying to hate on Barry Sanders. They're kind of similar. Megatron holds the record for receiving yards in a season, in a single season. Barry Sanders has the 4th most rushing yards in a single season. He also has 2 of the top 20. He's one of only 2 running backs who have 2 of the top 20 seasons in the top 20 rushing yards, Derrick Henry being the other one. So, and Calvin Johnson also has 2 in the top 20, I believe, for receiving yards. So, in my book, they're similar players. If not Calvin Johnson, you could make the argument maybe even a rung above. But, yeah, the CP3 trade, then they ended up trading him to the Clippers instead. And, Kobe never got another championship out of that. Now we did. That was one of our first videos as well. So we did this. This is what we grew up on. You know, kind of like the rigged controversy moments. We kind of transitioned to focusing on like dopamine and like what gets people's attention. And then we kind of just stopped worrying about all that stuff and just tried to start making videos that we wanted to make. And that's kind of where we are right now. Like, just making the stuff we want to make, which is good. Yeah, that was totally on there. CP3 trade canceled when the NBA owned the Hornets. The Luka Doncic trade, I mean, obviously, you know, then the Mavs, not Cavs, Mavs get the number 1 overall pick. You got some people busted from okay, Argentina, hand of God, great pull. Thank you. Diego Maradona. What year was that? 88? Maybe? That's up there, right? How do they feel about was in the World Cup final? Was it in the World Cup final or semifinal? That was a good one. That might be our first soccer entry onto this list. Maradona. I think I got all that right. 88 World Cup Series final. World Cup final. How did they react to that in England? Because I think Argentina won that, didn't they? Anyway, we can look that up. We're on Bo Jackson page. We started out calling it Turnaround Thursday, talking about the top turnarounds in sports. I was 86. Okay, I was close. 86. With T and quiet complaining. There were no protests and riots in the streets? With T and quiet. They were quite gentlemanly in their protest. 86 World Cup final. Argentina versus England. A quarterfinals match. Okay, not final. Quarterfinals. And I think I've went looking for video on that before, and it's like there's not the T and quiet complaining. So that's interesting. I'll get our. There were 2 named goals. Wow. So he also scored the goal of the century 4 minutes later en route to claiming the World Cup. You're back, B-Wall? Where you been, bro? Where you been? The Hand of God. I think there's video on that. No? I remember looking for video of it and not having the best time seeing the actual handball. Bills up 6-3. Guys, we've had a couple call-ins recently on our morning stream, so we are going to open it up to call-in soon. In the nighttime stream, if anybody wants to call in the future, we're going to be doing that. Anybody have any opinions on the games coming up this week? Anything they're looking to watch for football specifically or sports in general? Anything? Sixers were winning. I think we have No Moss on here. Let me check. Let's see if we do. I think it should. Maybe we don't. Maybe it just... Alright, we'll put it down here. You're saying for controversial moments? JK? I think it goes on there. I was looking for a video of the Hand of God. Let me see if I can find one. And then maybe the goal of the century. They were talking about the Eagles really wanted Myles Garrett, allegedly, JK. But I heard that, like, is it true that the fan base in Cleveland, like, would erupt if the Browns were to trade Myles Garrett? Like, and two, is he where does Myles Garrett stand in terms of best? All right, Flyers coming back down 2-1. Sixers up 7. Where does Myles Garrett stand in terms of the Mount Rushmore of Browns? Is he already on the Mount Rushmore of Browns? The Haslams would be No Moss. How are... The Haslams would be No Moss? Wow. Well, JK. So, JK, were you around when, let's see, the Baltimore... Miles is top 3 for sure? So Baltimore Colts left Baltimore and went to Indianapolis. And then the Cleveland Browns left Cleveland, right? And went to Baltimore, right? Is the Ravens franchise, the one in Baltimore right now, the descendant of the Browns, right? And then they added the Browns back a couple of years later because the people of Cleveland. Were you around for that, JK? Should that be on this most controversial moments in list? We put the Baltimore Colts leaving the Colts leaving Baltimore are on here somewhere, I thought. Maybe. They should be. Grew up watching Kosar. Bernie Kosar? I know him by name. Good evening, Raul. How are you doing tonight, man? Miles is top 3 for sure. Who else is in that top 3? And who are the Browns playing this week? Not trying to bring up any bad memories, JK, by the way. I'm just genuinely curious myself. Did I say Colts leaving Baltimore? I don't even know if I did. I think Dan suggested that. Yeah, we got Colts leaving Baltimore. I'm going to say Browns leaving Cleveland. Because I guess they rectified the situation. Miles is top 3. I don't know too much about Bernie Kosar. It's from Ohio, too? That's cool. Jim Brown, then Ozzie Newsome. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll look into Bernie Kosar. Joe Thomas. I know Joe Thomas. I mean, rock solid. Rock solid. Jim Brown. We got to do a Jim Brown video. So Jim Brown is the okay. So that's what you showed up and we had Jim Brown on the screen. We had Jim Thome on the screen. That's why that was what brought us together. That's cool. Yeah, I'll check out more about Bernie Kosar. Is this a different B-Wall? What? Did he change his name? What? Did he... Earlier you were Brian Walsh. Now you're B-Wall? What happened? Dodgers leaving Brooklyn. Senators leaving D.C. Okay, that's a good one. Raiders moving to Las Vegas. What about the Athletics? We got a new... Who is this? Who am I talking to now, Ben? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go crazy. Expos. Wow, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that could be a whole video. Let me list all these. Expos leaving, well, we'll just list the team names. Montreal Expos, Washington Senators, Brooklyn Dodgers, Bike Works in Newtown. See, I got my finger on the pulse, Juliet. Expos, Dodgers leaving Brooklyn, all the Raiders. What about Rams leaving St. Louis? Or what about the Cardinals left St. Louis, right? The football franchise originally? I don't know. What's the most heartbreaking? Colts leaving Baltimore. The Expos. I guess the Expos... Didn't the Expos then became the Nationals? Long time, first time. You want to do Collins tonight, bro? You ready? You dialed in? Now, okay, that's just like a sign that Brown's leaving, hands down. So what's the feeling? Is it like... I know it's like it's like a different franchise, I guess, is it? But I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I know it's B-Ball because he wouldn't be able. He wouldn't. That's a way of identifying himself. Well, I go by a pseudonym. I don't even say my name on here. You got to keep the records. What was the... So, Ozzie Newsome is a Browns legend? Now... And that's really too bad because Ozzie Newsome, then I just looked up really quickly that Ozzie Newsome was working for the Browns organization when they moved to Baltimore, and then obviously became one of the best GMs in football, if not the best for all that time. Giants moving to San Francisco, that's a good one. So that's tough, man, because Athletics going to Giants to San Francisco. Giants to San Francisco. Raiders leaving. The Raiders have left. The Raiders have made a whole bunch of they've left a whole bunch of places. Raiders leaving. What else we say? Oakland. We've got ties to Oakland. Athletics going to Vegas. It's such a shame that they left Oakland and they're going to Vegas. But I guess Seattle still doesn't have an NBA team. Supersonics leaving. This is a whole. This, I mean, we don't. I'm not trying to make people sad, but Supersonics leaving Seattle. I try to make fun, happy content for the most part. Clark's is ahead of the game for sure. Teams leaving. It's. You think it's funny? It's funny. It's kind of funny. Not. Tell that to J.K. When what was the owner of the Browns when he left Cleveland? What was his name? And Ozzie Newsome left with him. They could have. It's like, yo, we're out. I know. They took Ozzie. They could have. If they never left and Ozzie Newsome became the Browns GM. I did not know that. The Seattle Pilots became the Milwaukee Brewers? What? I didn't know that. So, multiple teams have left Seattle? Is that for fan base reasons? Why is that? No allegiance, no loyalty. No allegiance. Like college sports today with the NIL. No loyalty. It's sad for the fans, but the situationally funny. Exactly. Not really the fan. Well, exactly. It's true. It's true. But I'm sure there were protests for a lot of these. The NIL. Yeah, we've got to do more about that. The state of college sports. We got to do a more thoughtful video about the state of college sports and like how that's nothing like what it used to be. Not at all. Yeah, we'll do. Well, the Athletics left Philadelphia. Thanks for suggesting that, Clarks. Now that you said that, well, we've got a list within a list. The same team that is now in Las Vegas or will be in the current team that's just the Athletics. They started in Philadelphia. I guess the Braves left Boston. Well, there's something like we could list, like the Eagles will never. Philly would not, like the Phillies would move before the Sixers. They talked about moving the Sixers to Jersey. Now that was probably just a negotiating ploy, but they were talking about that not like deep into. They were going to go to Camden. They were threatening it at least. That was like a year ago. That's what these teams do. They play one city against the other. Oh, the taxpayers over here won't pay. The owners want the taxpayers to pay for the stadium, but then they want to own it themselves and get the revenues. It's just how it's been. Athletics went Philly, KC, Oakland. Okay, good call, Elena. Philly fans would move the city. Love that, Clarks. I'm saying the Eagles would. The Eagles, like they can't leave. They can't. Eagles. Some teams can't leave. I guess. Destroy, and then rebuild. Or conquer, maybe invade. What would be the move? Destroy, conquer, invade, rebuild. Have a good day, man. Yeah, you're right. The Nets moved to Brooklyn, excuse me. They were the New Jersey Nets. All right. What did they say about the Browns? That could never happen? That they could never leave? Carpe diem. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting how, like, is it the same now? Is it the same as it used to be now? JK, has it gone back to the way it was? I mean, like, I think the NFL now, I never say never. We never say never. You're right. You can never say never because then the Browns leave Cleveland, Colts leave Baltimore. So you're saying it's not the same? How so? It's our second marriage. Really? Yeah, I guess it's like, even though they have the same name and the same like uniforms and stuff, and they kept the records, the damage of those. How long was the break? 3 or 4 years or something like that? Jeez, that's too bad, man. Yeah, I'm thinking. Somebody. I think it was. We were pitched. Yeah, I know. I think it was Frank. Frank pitched a baseball saga. Or not just baseball saga, like a saga of, like from Shoeless Joe to Shohei, or all from the Black Sox all the way to the Cleveland Indians, like going through the. uh yeah, I mean, I feel for you, man. I mean, the Browns it is kind of rough. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I mean, I like respect the Browns fans though. I thought to at least see. I don't remember the OG Browns franchise, but like I remember starting in like the '99 draft. How do they feel about the Tim Couch over Donovan pick? I guess Donovan, like, but to me, basically, it doesn't. From an outsider's opinion, an outsider's view, at least doesn't appear that Cleveland is on their second marriage. It appears that they still love and support the Browns. Are the Browns still number one? Yeah, I mean, I would always root for the Browns to have a good year. Compared to, like, I guess it's 'cause they're almost like the love. I don't. I'm. So from Shoeless Joe to Shohei, the saga of of gambling in America's pastime, something like that. We'll have something like that. That'll be a long video when we put that one out. Let's see. Are any of these I didn't know about any of these before? I mean, Hand of God, I'd heard of. Yeah, they were saying like that's what I heard. I heard like the Eagles were thinking about trading for Myles Garrett, or thinking, I don't know. There was talk here over here in Philly sports radio that Eagles were going to go after Myles Garrett, but then I also heard like that would just be undoable. Like the Browns fans would revolt, and the Haslams would be toast or whatever was said before. All right, guys, I'll check on the sports games for a second here. Maybe play the Hand of God, the Diego Maradona Hand of God. Bills up 9-3. Looks like a bit of a snooze fest. Blues up 2-1. Hopium addicts. Well, that's okay. That's okay. Have hope. Sixers down 2 at the break.
The wide men have found little space in this contest.
This is the 86
It's not true.
World Cup
Well,
quarterfinal. We're about to see the Hand of God.
Trevor Stephen. Maradona just walked away from Huddle then.
I mean,
Maradona. They're appealing for offside.
was it offsides or handball? Did they show another view of it?
By walking past Glenn Hoddle.
Oh, I think it was. Was that the controversy? Was it that he was offsides? He was offsides too.
That's where the ball came from Hodge. Maradona.
So not only was it a handball, but he was offsides.
The little man who started it by walking past Glenn Hoddle. That's where the ball came from Hodge. Maradona had continued the run forward.
Looks offsides to me. I'm not no soccer expert, but he looks offsides to me. So that was one of the controversial moments that came up today. The Hand of God. What a name. What a name for a moment. I as well am a hopium addict, at least at this point. Warm up the kettle. It's time to protest. Grab your biscuits. Grab your biscuits. No moss. Any other boxing? We got Jake Paul, Tyson. Any other boxing stuff on here? UFC. There got to be some like judges' decisions. What about any Olympic controversy with judging and stuff? There has to didn't they always say like the Russian judge or whatever? Barely noticed anything. That's what I said. I don't know if they don't have like a great close up view or anything. Look clean to me. That's funny. Judges have been bribed. Which judges? Which one was that? Which one was that? Who did he lose to? Triple G loss? Versus Canelo? I don't know much about this one. I didn't watch it. I should go on the list. I'm looking at the scorecard. That's the controversy. Well, watch it at B-dubs. There we go. That's why we had that conversation. Love that. That's a good full circle moment right there. That's what we're doing it for. Full circle moments like that. I'll put it next to No Mas. And it looks like it was a controversial split decision where one judge was way out of whack. Oh, dude, I forgot about that. Brian, great call, man. Weren't they the Russian doping? I mean, I totally forgot about that, dude. 51 medals being stripped from Russia? Wow. The huge one, dude. Well, I don't know if that's for... I don't even know if that's for the doping or for what, but... That is a good one. That's a great one. I'm trying to put them in, like, areas on the list that make sense. Totally forgot it. That was a great suggestion. So tonight we talked about, well, one, we made a long list of our favorite sports restaurants, or restaurants at least associated with sports. McDonald's. Little Caesars, B-Dubs, Sonic, Top Golf, Dave & Buster's, Brunswick Zone, Hooters, Subway. Kind of segued back into some of the most controversial moments in sports. They are still banned, Brian? Wow. I guess for individual athletes are allowed to compete. Okay. Jeez. We pick what kind of themes can we pick out of here if we were trying to make a longer video? Apparently allowed to some degree in next year's Winter Olympics. That was big news. I can't believe I forgot about it. It's a great poll, dude. I totally forgot about that one. But we were thinking about Olympics or we were talking about judges. Makes sense. Well, the Michigan sign stealing should go near, at least. It's not it can be connected to the Astros and and also Deflategate. They all share similar themes. Astros, trash cans. Michigan sign stealing. Spygate, Deflategate. I'm going to try to find... I was on this... I'm going to try to find something real quick. I was reading about like the Black Sox scandal because we were talking about Shoeless Joe all the way through Emmanuel. Is it Clase or Clase? I said Clase yesterday. It might be Clase. I thought about Luis Ortiz, Shohei, all the guys in the NBA now. Anyways, I've never seen Eight Men Out. Anybody in the chat seen the movie Eight Men Out or read the book? Would they recommend that? I was reading about the movie. I haven't. I'm deciding if I want to watch it. Probably watch. I might as well watch. I mean, I should watch it. I've never seen it before. I mean, that's a whole other list to itself. Top sports movies. Off the top of my dome. I don't know. That's a different list. A little late to get into that list tonight. But was looking at Eight Men Out. Then got in this rabbit hole about like different reasons of like different match fixings. You know? Did anybody know about this one? And the Eight Men Out is about the top. See, there's so many good lists we can make. Top fictional sports characters. Jeez, that's a great question. I should at least give a top 3. I don't know. I'll come up with something. Top fictional sports characters. That's a good one. Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore. Not just. I won't just do golf. I don't know. Somebody from. The kid from Pablo Sanchez. Great one, dude. Airbud. Brian, your list is on fire, dude. Thanks for you came up with the best answers. That's the Pablo Sanchez, Airbud, and Happy Gilmore, dude. That's perfect. I said Pablo Sanchez. I don't know. You could pick another guy from Backyard Sports, but those are some great ones, Brian. And great list suggestion, JK. Pablo Sanchez, dude, he was so good at every single sport. You're saying, Lana, what for what? Miracle. Oh, you're saying top sports movies right now? Space Jam? Yeah, well, Space Jam is why I kind of want to get more into like learning more about animation. Like when I was a kid, Space Jam was my favorite movie. I do not know the Hanson brothers. Sandlot? Sandlot is a good sports movie. Sandlot won Hundo P. I do not know the Hanson brothers. Slapshot? Okay, I never saw Slapshot. A little before I should watch Slapshot. Like Mike, good one, Elena. I think we saw that in theaters together. Do you remember that? Sandlot I saw like a billion times. Maybe 100. Joanna Man. Did not know the Hanson brothers. Jamaican bobsled team. That's a good one. Although that's based off a true story, isn't it? I think isn't it based off of a true story? Anyway, this is what I was going to bring up, guys. So one of the reasons, and this is why there's just so much to cover, especially in related to like the controversy, whatever different angles, the match fixing angles. I was reading about match fixing on Wikipedia. Match fixing. Now, not the biggest Wikipedia fan, but you can read a lot. But I didn't know about this one. I wanted to do more reading into this. 2006 Winter Olympics. Possible match. Like, Sweden was to face Slovakia in the last pool match for both teams. The coach publicly said they might lose against Slovakia, like, in order to get a more favorable opponent in the next round. And then they did wind up losing to Slovakia. And they had a 5-on-3 power play. And they didn't even put a shot on goal. And then they ended up going on to win the gold medal. Anyway, I'd never heard that story. Oh, they had Matt Sundin on that team. Pablo Sanchez is a great one. And that's, like I said, I want to do an animated Satchel Paige video. I don't know. Don't really want to use AI though. So we'll figure it out. Yeah, so it's like, it's exactly, Brian. It's like it's not other than the rules of like sportsmanship. You know? Not really. I guess it's, well, I guess it's a good point. $5? Okay, I'll consider that. So you don't see anything wrong with that? So that's basically happened a whole bunch of times. But you can throw a game in a series if it works to your advantage. You play to win the game. Herm Edwards, you play to win the game. Exactly. That's what's wrong with it. Like, it just... Brian, that's a good point. I mean, that's a good point. I mean, you guys are both making good points. You play to win the whole shebang. It's a good point. You're claiming credit for that? I like it. I like you play to win the whole shebang. No, you can shade the process. Well, exactly. The process. That's what I'm saying. That's why I now have a problem with the process. The process is not playing to win the game. The process was playing to lose the game and flawed from the start. And that's on this, you know, they have a whole, that's another form of match fixing. They say tanking, you know, better draft position. It's, at least Wikipedia calls it match fixing. I don't know if, it's interesting. Is it match fixing? It's you're trying to control your own destiny. It's flawed from the start. The process is terrible. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying at the start of this stream, JK. I was kind of saying, like, the Thunder, you know, we were talking about how the Thunder did it. Yesterday we were talking about how the Thunder did it, kind of, and got away with it. But the Sixers did it and didn't get away with it and got punished for it. I would say it goes along with what you're saying. It might have been the right plan, but they didn't execute it fully. Part of the process is made of glass. The other half can't. Yeah, exactly. Part of the process is made of glass. The other half can't hit a jumper beyond the arc. So, yeah. Process is fault. In 2 words, Markelle Fultz. I know. I hear you. I'm right there with you. Exactly. It's like, The Sixers could be the Thunder right now. They could be, but they're not. They could be, though. You think it was never going to work? See, that was the argument that Pat was making yesterday in here, that like it would have worked if the NBA had not intervened. If the NBA had not intervened on behalf of, I guess, protecting. Anyway, they say that the NBA intervened, installed Colangelo as the Sixers GM. Got rid of Sam Hinkie, who the engineer mastermind behind the process. Sixers could be the Celtics. They didn't even have to, like, when Danny Ainge made that trade with the Sixers, he was probably, I don't even know what he was thinking. He was like, he probably couldn't even believe it. He couldn't even believe what was happening, probably. Yeah, I mean, it's funny, B-Wall. It's like that's why this stuff is recorded now. Like you guys hear me saying anything ridiculous, you can call me on it. So far, the most ridiculous thing I've said, I believe, is that I'd rather have Jordan Love as my quarterback than Drake May. So far, that's the one that's proven the most wrong. It's funny, B-Wall. I mean, hey, what are you what can you do? what can you do? You know? It's just how it is. It's just how it is. But we were Hurts believers from day one. That's the truth. You don't disagree with me? You guys agree? Okay, so you guys agree with me. Even still, though, Drake May's like the MVP favorite right now. You guys agree with me? I made a gentleman's bet that I believe Jordan Love will start a conference championship game before Drake May. I don't know. I thought that was aging pretty poorly. You were a Wentz hater. You were, Brian. You've got same guy. Interesting. Yeah, it is interesting, the connections, the Philly connections. That's a theme. Yeah. Calling out. You can. Those without metal. Made of glass. Love it. Guys, we will definitely be making a video live on stream tomorrow morning. We do our Fun Fridays. In the morning stream, we do, like, we spin the three content wheels, come up with a design, or come up with an idea off no scripts, just based off the result of 3 wheels. So we will be doing that tomorrow. Headline players that are... Foles the real G. I agree. Nick Foles is like... Hurts is a G. I agree. So, guys, yeah, we'll be spinning the wheels tomorrow morning. And then we'll do that video. Fun Friday. Got a ton of stuff in the backlog now, guys. Glass players. I know. Glass players is a good list. I need, guys, I'm going to have to start making lists of lists that we have to make, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. Right now, I mean, glass players is a very good list. Like I said, though, I might have to start making lists of lists, which is fine. What is that an array, B-Wall? Or is it... I don't know. Greg Oden? Yeah. Yeah, and KD is still playing. It's got to be Greg Oden. Strasburg? Is that, I mean, he did play a decent amount. I don't know. Football-wise, Fragile Fred Taylor. Wasn't that his nickname? That's another good list. Maybe for another day. Maybe for another. We've already made like 3 or 4 lists today. We got top. I think we've made 3 lists today, guys. And these are all going to be used as content. This will all be used as content generation. And thanks for these crowdsourced ideas, which are awesome. We made lists about... Yesterday we did top 10... What do you mean under the hood? Yesterday we did, for Wisdom Wednesday, we did top 10 wisest sports minds. We've been working on our must-make videos list, a backlog. Today we did top 10 most controversial moments in sports. I think we're up to about maybe 30 or 40 on there. So we'll have to whittle those down a little bit. We got a dope hat on right now. Rocking the former squad hat and shirt. And shirt as well. I keep going the wrong way. I'll never figure it out. I'm like, oh, I gotta go that. For some reason, it's because I don't know. All turned around. We did live call-ins today and yesterday. Guys, that's probably... Maybe I'll do some call-ins tomorrow during... Maybe we'll do some call-ins tomorrow. Maybe during Fun Friday, maybe after. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But yeah, a couple of great... I mean, this controversial top 10... This list is huge. And then we did top 10 sports restaurants. And we also did top 10 turnarounds in sports. So we did a whole bunch of stuff tonight. Thanks for being here tonight, guys. We're going to call our evening stream here tonight. I'll be back on tomorrow morning, 9:30. We'll spin some content wheels. Yeah, we'll narrow it down to 10, Brian. But again, the whole idea is we're trying to use this for content idea generation and making videos in the future. I really appreciate all the help and support I'm getting from everybody. I love hanging out with you guys. Thanks for all the great conversations that we have. Tomorrow's going to be a great day. You too, JK. Thanks for the kind words. Tomorrow I'll be on around 9:30. We're going to be spinning wheels in the morning, making our Fun Friday short. So yeah, I hope everybody has a great night. And I'll be back tomorrow. All right. Love the brain trust. Love the work that's going on. So thanks for being here, guys. You guys are the best. Everybody have a great night.